Plus, the first wastewater treatment facility in Kerugoya, Kutus, to benefit over 40,000 people currently undergoing tests. And you're also streaming live on standardmedia.co.ke and on our YouTube channel as well. Talk to us across our social media platforms at KTN News KE, at Dennis Assetto. Our hashtag is Newsdesk. And now we go straight to our top story. These are: all Kenyans' eyes are on Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, where former Prime Minister Raila Odinga will be in a major face-off with two of his rivals eyeing the position of African Union Commission chairperson during a public debate. Raila is already in Ethiopia, preparing for the debate that could decide whether he will win or lose the continental position. The three candidates come face-to-face for rehearsals for the debate that will run from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Jeff Kirui with the details.
It is all systems go for the Africa Union Commission chairperson debate scheduled for Friday in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. All three candidates have converged in the Commission's headquarters for rehearsals ahead of the event. The three candidates, Raila Odinga of Kenya, Richard Randriamandrato of Madagascar, and Mohamed Ali Youssef of Djibouti will face off in the debate to try with voters in the AUC election. The event that seeks to provide candidates with an opportunity to outline their vision of how they would lead the transformation of Africa will be televised from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. In his manifesto, translated into the 6 official African languages, that is Arabic, English, French, Portuguese, Spanish, and Kiswahili, Raila has pledged massive infrastructural transformation, enhancing intra-African trade, as well as financial independence. However, back at home, Raila's candidature has elicited mixed reactions, with a petitioner filing a case at the High Court seeking to halt the government's use of public funds in campaigning for Raila Odinga's bid to become the Africa Union Commission chairperson. Lawyer Lempasu Yinka, together with the African Center for Peace and Human Rights, argues that using public resources to campaign for Raila violates constitutional provisions on financial accountability and transparency. The elections will be held in February next year. Jeff Kirui, KTN News.
And remember that KTN will be bringing that debate to you from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Be sure to be part of that exercise and process right here on KTN. Now, Deputy President Kithure Kindiki this morning chaired the Intergovernmental Budget and Economic Council IBEC meeting at his official residence in Karen. The meeting was attended by senior state officials, including cabinet secretaries and governors, among others. IBEC coordinates government's policies, legislation and functions on pertinent matters, including financial management and budgeting, borrowing and debt management, economic management and integrated development, fiscal legislation and regulations, and other matters that the Deputy President, as chairperson in consultation with members, agree.
The worst is behind us and the future is going to be more comfortable, because after arresting the escalation of the macroeconomic indicators, right now, the commitment of this administration is to work on household incomes, empowerment of citizens, strengthening devolution and service delivery at grassroots level, making sure that we create more jobs and therefore open the economy for a better and more inclusive prosperity. We cannot have a situation where counties and county governments receive money, they are unable to spend it. But on the other hand, we must insist that accountability is for all of us. And therefore, we must have a way of bridging the gap between the viewpoints by the Council of Governors and the Controller of Budget to make sure that we assist both institutions, the COB and the COG, to deliver on their mandate. No institution has a right to frustrate the other.
To matters unity now, and Kakamega Governor Fernandez Baraza has urged elected leaders to set aside political differences, foster national unity, and focus on improving service delivery to Kenyans. Speaking during the Jamhuri Day celebrations at Kakamega Showgrounds, Governor Baraza said leaders should always have the desire to create harmony and cohesion in the country, noting that the President, William Ruto, has set a good example. The governor also thanked the President and Azimio leader Raila Odinga for expressing willingness to have a fully constituted independent electoral boundaries commission. He said there is a need to have a functional IEBC.
Ile azma ya kuleta uwiano wa kitaifa. Nashukuru hatua ambayo rais wetu alichukua ya kumtembelea rais mstaafu Uhuru Kenyatta. Hiyo itasaidia pakubwa kuleta uwiano wa kitaifa, na ningependa viongozi wote waige mfano huo, kwa sababu tukiwa na uwiano wa kitaifa, that is the only way we are going to have national development, na hiyo ndio azimio yetu. Sasa ni wakati wa maendeleo. Mambo ya siasa tulimaliza mwaka wa 2022 na hivi sasa ni wakati wa maendeleo. Shina bweni. Na sisi kama viongozi ambao tulipewa nyadhifa tofauti, lazima tufanyie watu wetu maendeleo ili kifika mwaka 2027 nyinyi kama wale ambao ni employers wetu mtakuwa na register, mtakuwa mnafanya ile marking ya register.
The government has been called upon to intervene and help enhance firefighting and rescue efforts in regions in the country. Now, these addressing the press after their annual general meeting, Chief Fire Officers Association of Kenya said that there has been no adequate funding from the government and have also called on private entities to also help solve the challenge.
The modernized firefighting equipment, that is it's a challenge for us and many other, not just in Mombasa but across the country. It will be helpful to get modernized fire equipment and resources, because we already have skilled firefighters, so we only need the equipment to make our work effective.
This partnership have funded vital programs such as the National Vocational Firefighting Curriculum, leadership and assessment initiatives, and the establishment of specialized vehicles for local needs.
We need to mainstream them. We need to ensure that these, as county governments, they prescribe proper setups, ensure that there's adequate funding, ensure that they recruit adequate staff, expose them to the necessary training, ensure that they are given the personal protective gears. Their welfare is also taken care of, given that these are high-risk professions.
The aim of the project is to form and train the first in the history of Kenya search and rescue team to conduct the search and rescue operations in urban spaces. And the team is going to be comprised of 60 firefighters from Nairobi and Kiambu counties. So we are going to, in the course of the next 2.5 years, we are going to train and equip with the essential knowledge.
Nalan's Cabinet Secretary Ali Sohome has said the government, through her ministry and that of Environment, intends to continue working with the Community Forest Associations, CFAs, to ensure to maintain and grow trees planted in the forest. Now, the CS was speaking in Nyeri County during a tree planting exercise at Gathioru Forest in Kieni constituency. Wahome adopted forests to plant and grow trees in Nyeri and Laikipia counties under President Ruto's directive to plant 15 billion trees by 2032. Already, she has planted 35,000 trees in the last 6 months, bringing a total of 126,000 trees from last year.
The community are still requesting that we work with them. They work with the conservator, the Ministry of Environment and Forest, to be able to take care, because we plant today, we need to take care. And indeed, of course, the grass can overgrow the tree or outgrow the tree. And therefore, we will come up with a formula, a working acceptable within the regulations, the forest regulations, how to manage that coordination so that we provide food security, livelihood and food security for the community who are willing to work with us, but we will train the teams first so that they understand the boundaries that they cannot cross, so that we then don't do an exercise in futility. When we are planting, other people are also removing the plants. This 15 billion is also numbers that are expected to be contributed by Kenyans, so that you and I must also, outside this exercise of this particular forest, in our homes, in our farms, we must also take up the matter. And today, there are still Kenyans who have not planted one tree. Kenya hatutembei pamoja tafadhali.
Now, Music Copyright Society of Kenya has accused the government of troubling them and holding cash proceeds belonging to musicians instead of releasing it to them. Speaking through their chairperson, Lazarus Muli, they argued that musicians are being troubled by the regulator, who has kept over 300 million shillings collected from music proceeds and all being channeled to government accounts, which is being operated and operationalized by the regulator. Muli added that all cash proceeds belonging to musicians should be plowed back to them, but the regulator insists that they should get 30% of the same, posing the question, why take such a big chunk of money, yet they are not the CMO and also they don't have musicians, and thus where the trouble is coming from?
Inaweza kuidhia ibina yake ya kuinuka ni hivi, na vile vile tuingie katika kipindi cha kutoa
almost every Sunday. Sidhani kuna mwezi ambayo hapa tunaitisha iko wapi malengo ya iko mama kolora.
Chanzo kikubwa cha kutusumbua ni sababu ya pesa za wasanii ambazo ziko zaidi ya milioni 300 zimekusanywa na zinaingia katika akaunti ya serikali ambayo regulator ndio anaoperate hiyo account. Pesa za wasanii tunataka kuwapatia pale, na tukitaka kuwapatia pesa za wasanii pale, hizo pesa zote wanataka kiwango cha 30% waweze kuchukua ama kunyakua katika hizo pesa. Tunawauliza watachukua hizo pesa kama kina nani, na wao sio CMO, wao wana waimbaji, wanachukua pesa wakalipe nani. Na hiyo maneno tukikataa, wanaanza kutusumbua na wanaanza kusumbuana na CEO wetu Bwana Mutua. Nataka kuuliza rais wetu akaweza kuingililia, maana wanaofanya mambo haya ni watu wako katika serikali yake na amewataua, na hawataki kuona wasanii wa Kenya wakiendelea vizuri. Kwa hivyo tungetaka rais uweze kuingililia na pesa za wasanii ambazo ziko katika akaunti za serikali zikaweze kuja tuwapatie wasanii wetu. Serikali sio CMO, in our private entities like ours, it should not be coming and making that kind of false allegations they are making to us.
Very well, that matter right there was part of the conversation and addressed by President William Ruto yesterday during the Jamahuri Day celebration, saying that it does not make sense when artists put in the work but don't get the money. Let's see how that conversation will proceed. But now let's take a short commercial break. We'll be back with much more.
Baadaye anti. Mkuu, umetufikisha home poa. Asante. Pia wewe pata kitu ikufikishe home.
Nunua any 280-gram Cadbury Dairy Milk Packs ama Cadbury Drinking Chocolate. Visit Cadbury.Africa uandikie someone special your heartfelt message ya kumshow thanks. T's and C's apply. Cadbury, there's a glass and a half in everyone.
Hii Krisi, sambaza furaha na Safaricom Business. Zidisha biashara yako na 25% off kwa business internet plans. Reliable internet ni key kwa biashara yako. Ukiwa na 5G speed na huduma za Safaricom Business, una hustle smarter, unawafikia wateja faster na kufanikisha mafanikio zaidi kazini. Dial *485# or visit www.business.safaricom.co.ke to subscribe. Safaricom Business, powering progress. Make sure your biashara shines this festive season.
This week on Club Kiboko.
On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
It's the warmth of a family meal, the love in a hug, the things we give. It's giving, forgiving, and starting anew. It's the magic of Christmas for me and for you.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare Him room, and heaven and nature sing.
Hey, Mama Bless. Yaani unachemsha maji na gas ya kuoga?
Maji gani unachemsha? Bable, si nilikwambia nyumba ina shopping. Gas imeisha. Tokens zinapiga makelele kama success card. Na hakuna kitu chochote umefanya. Hivi ndio tutaendelea kuishi?
Kila mtu ananiambiana dona, lakini mambo itakuwa tu fiti toisort. Unaweza kuona sawa hapo unitumie?
Sikia sasa. Na vile mambo yamechemka kwa hii nyumba, mimi nikutolea wapi na sina? Wewe umenichokesha kwa hii nyumba. Na shinanga tu hivyo, kila siku toa. Ndio nimekutumia 100 hapo kwa simu yako ujisaidie nayo.
Asante.
Yeah, you wanna dance with me? Terror, you wanna dance?
Nini?
Terror, nimedaka mamili.
Sasa daka mamili ni nini?
Ukicheza daka mamili, unashinda 5,000 times ya pesa yako in 20 minutes. Na imagine, unacheza na as low as 20, 30, 50. Ukicheza na 2,000, utapata hadi 10 million Kenya shillings.
Enda kwenye paybill 440440 account KTN amount, cheza na shilingi 20 hadi shilingi 2,000 na ushinde mamilioni. Dakamita kuwa bingwa.
Dental tips brought to you by Sensodyne. Avoid smoking and other tobacco products. Smoking is a leading cause of gum disease and oral cancer. It's best to avoid these products altogether.
Sensodyne gives you long-lasting protections against sensitivity. And people come in and they're like, oh, it works. I can have ice cream and I'm not in any discomfort. I recommend Sensodyne because it works. It's brilliant.
Thank you for watching News Desk. Welcome back, and let's continue having you updated. Now, people with disabilities are set to benefit from a program by Technical Training Institute in collaboration with other key stakeholders, which offers training, fosters digital skills, and offers digital employment opportunities to them. Now, speaking during the official launch of the Ajira for People with Disabilities Apprenticeship Program, Managing Director and co-founder of the Institute, Ken Mwenda, was highlighted need to champion for digital inclusion for young people with disabilities to ensure even distribution of digital transformation. He also said that more than 70 PWDs have benefited from the program in the last 6 months and seeks to empower more than 300 by December 2025.
The additional skills, ICT skills and digital skills, allow them to access all kinds of other job opportunities. For example, they can work as back office workers, they can do crunch numbers and data for companies.
Everything is going digital. And we realize that we have very able people in the society, that is people with disability. And at some point, we realize they're being forgotten. So what the government is doing right now, the infrastructure that is being set up, there's a component of PWD. Whatever we are doing our hubs, we are considering the factor of PWD.
Through the Ajira program, 300
young PWDs supported, given apprenticeships, given stipends through the MasterCard Foundation grant, so that at the end of the year we can celebrate having 300 at the end of 2025.
And Kerugoya Kutu Sewerage Project, which will be the first wastewater treatment facility in Kirinyaga County, is currently being tested now. Water, Sanitation and Irrigation in Kenya, CS Eric Muga, visited the sewerage treatment plant in Ahiti, Ndomba, Mwea, to access the progress of the project implemented by Tana Water Works Development Agency and is said to benefit 40,000 people in the county. Speaking at the sewerage plant, the CS pointed out that the project is meant to dignify and improve sanitation within the county, and the project is being tested with around 12 connections from key government installations and facilities.
That is a nominal internal diameter of between 225 and 700. A total of about 32 kilometers around Kutus and Kerugoya town. The project is meant to dignify and improve sanitation connection within the county. And as we speak, the project is being tested with around 12 connections from key government installations and facilities connected here, major schools, government offices, some apartments.
We want to assure a total support.
Thank you.
And we want the officers manning the sewerage to work closely with us and share all the information. But first, before we come in, let them secure their area.
Now, towards education, over 1,000 early childhood development education teachers from Machakos County are meeting for their annual general meeting at Muslim Township Primary, Machakos Town, with a push for favorable working conditions and to be confirmed into permanent and pensionable terms. Stephen Zioka joins us now with more details. Good afternoon, Stephen. Kindly bring us up to speed with regard to that meeting that is coming just as students are getting ready to get back to school after the festive season.
Good evening to Seto. Yes, you have said that we are coming live from here at Machakos Township, which is a Muslim primary school here in Machakos. And the teachers who are, or we can call them ECD teachers across the 9 sub-counties here in Machakos, are meeting here so that they can discuss various. They are meeting here so that they can discuss various issues pertaining their payment and the other terms. We are going now to speak to one of the teachers, but we can now start with the chairperson who is representing the ECD teachers from here in Machakos County. Karibu KTN. You can start with your name and tell us what is the discussion about here happening today during this annual general meeting, and what do we expect out of this? You start with your name. You can look at the camera.
Asante sana. Mimi naitwa Helen Mumbua Musyoka. I'm the chairperson ECD Teachers Welfare. Na leo tuko na furaha sana kwa sababu tumeweza kukutana. Ili ni mkutano ambao tumekuwa tukingoja kwa muda mrefu sana. Mwaka mzima tukingojea mkutano, na tunataka kwa acknowledge kwamba last year hatukukutana na walimu wamekuwa na shida mingi sana. Kwanza tukianza kwa implementation ya scheme, kuongezwa mshahara. Walimu wetu wanalipwa malipo duni sana kwa muda mrefu. Sasa nikiangalia kutoka waliandikwa mara moja wakati wa Gavana Mutua, na waliajiriwa kwa mshahara wa pesa kidogo sana, na kutoka wakati huo hatujaipata kuajiriwa kwingine kwa walimu wa Machakos County. Hii ni jambo ambalo limekuwa likikera sana walimu, kwa sababu kuna ambao wanafanya kwa mashule za public schools na wamekaa sana, miaka yao imesonga sana. Kuangalia saa hii muda ambao wamekaa kwa hizo shule kutoka waajiriwe kama kwa contract wakati wa Governor Mutua, even before, wamekaa sana saa hii ni miaka mbele ya 10 wakifanya ghasia ya serikali, lakini hawalipwi mshahara mzuri. Kwa hivyo sasa tunauliza, walimu wamekuwa wakiuliza ni kwa nini hawajapewa mshahara, kwa sababu governors wengine, some counties have implemented the scheme of service. Na sasa tunauliza governor, hii kitu amedelay kwa muda mrefu sana na walimu wanaendelea kufinyiliwa. tunauliza, amejenga classes, yes ni sawa, tunashukuru. Mambo mengine amefanya, ameleta maziwa, tunashukuru. Lakini situangalie pia mwalimu. Tukigawa hizi resources, tuangalie walimu. Ndio sasa kama kuna maziwa, yes, walimu pia wapate ile yao. Waweze kuwa wanafanya kazi kwa njia professionally, kwa sababu wenyewe wako na shida mingi sana. Wakilipa hiyo mshahara kidogo inaleta shida, kwa sababu unapata mahitaji yao waweze wakafanya. Waweze wakajiendeleza kwa mambo ya masomo, mambo ya development hata kwa nyumbani waweze wakafanya. Walimu wengine ambao wako kwa PTA wameajiriwa kwa contract ambayo ni ya 1 year. Huyu mwalimu aweza akachukua hata loan kwa bank. Tunaomba kwamba kama itawezekana walimu in the next AGM mambo yao yote iwe sorted, kwa sababu kuna mambo mingi hata yanahappen kule chini na governor maybe hajui. Na tunaomba hii maneno yote, kwa sababu serikali yote iko hapa, governor na department wako hapa, tumewaambia na tumeeleza kwamba walimu wabebwe kama walimu. Tuko pamoja.
Asante. In terms of the salary that you are pushing for, in terms of permanent and pensionable, what is the current salary that a teacher is earning here in Machakos County, and what is your expectation after now an increment and permanent and pensionable terms are confirmed?
Like now mwalimu wa Machakos wote unapata, kuna walimu wamefanya masters, kuna walimu wamefanya degree, kuna walimu wamefanya diploma na wengine wa certificate. Walimu wote wanalipwa a flat rate of between 18,000 and 20. Hiyo ndio pesa wanalipwa. Na kulingana na ile mpangilio ambao unafaa kuwa, kulingana na zile kaunti ambazo zimefanya hizo mipangilio, unapata kama ni mwalimu wa certificate alipi the same na mwalimu wa diploma, hata alipa the same na mwalimu wa degree. At least tunaanzia na 24,000 for a diploma, for a certificate, a diploma, something like that, 40 for something, a range of 40,000 for a certificate holder. Kwa hivyo ni mshahara ambao unaweza fanya mwalimu aweza akafanya kitu. Hata huyu mwenye akona certificate anaweza akaenda akajiendeleza kwa masomo na akaweza kuendeleza familia yake vizuri.
It is a push that they want the foundation of their young children to be established well. I want to speak to one of the teachers, a teacher who has been teaching for a long period of time, so that she can tell us exactly these demands that they are pushing the government to do. Do they feel that it is the ripe time for them to be realized, or it is shaking? How do you feel about it?
Kama siku hizi saa hii, mimi nimefanya kazi kwa miaka tangu niajiriwa. Nilianza kufanya hii kazi 1997. Nikaja nikaajiriwa, nikaajiriwa na serikali ya kaunti. Lakini mimi sikuingia kwa diploma. Hapo mimi kwa permanent sijui nini ilifanyika juu sikuwa nimefikisha hiyo miaka 50. But now shida iko hapa. Sasa hiyo mshahara watupee mzuri. Na on top of that watupee contract ya miaka mingi. Juu saa hii kama nikipewa contract ya 1 year na niende bank, siwezi pata loan, naambiwa napewa 50,000. Haiwezi nifanyia kitu. But governor akitoa amri tupewe contract ya yenye imebaki kuwe permanent na tukue na at least miaka mingi. Kama mimi nimebakisha 8 years, niende bank na hiyo 8 years nichukue loan. I can have a plot ya yenye nitakuwa nikipata pesa after retirement. Sasa hiyo ndio tunataka. Atutoe hapo kwa contract, hata kama tumebakisha miaka 3 atuweke permanent hiyo. Kama Makueni wanasherekea, na mimi sisi tujui tulimfanyia nini na tuko hapo. Hata anaweza tuita tu hao wa contract ajue kwa nini hatukuingia kwa contract na hatuko tumefikisha hiyo miaka. Hiyo ndio tunataka.
Thank you, Aseto. It is a push that will be continuing to look at what is happening here at Machakos County. I think you are saying that as their counterparts in Makueni County, who were confirmed on permanent and pensionable terms, they want the same to happen here in Machakos County. Back to you in the studio. My name is Stephen Zioka.
And those are weighty issues being raised by ECDE teachers from Machakos County. We only hope that time will tell and that their grievances will be addressed by the county government. Now, West Pokot County Commissioner Khalif Abdullahi has raised the alarm over an increase in female genital mutilation cases during this festive season, warning local leaders and the community about the dire consequences of the illegal practice. Speaking during Jamhuri Day celebrations at Makutano Primary School, Abdullahi emphasized the need for swift action to curb the harmful tradition which he said jeopardizes the education and well-being of young girls in the region. To address the situation, the county has established a county anti-FGM steering committee, which is working in collaboration with the Anti-FGM Board, an autonomous agency under the Ministry of Gender, Culture and Heritage. Now to regional matters, where formulation of a youth desk to address challenges facing the youth, exploring of alternative funding mechanisms within the East African community to reduce external dependency, and working on eliminating restrictions affecting free movement of people, goods and mutual recognition of professional qualifications are among the recommendations during the closure of the 7th Secretary General's Forum held in Nairobi after a 7-year hiatus now. Veronica Nduva, East Africa Community Secretary General, said the 8 member states will be key in implementing the recommendations. This year's theme was towards a resilient and fully integrated East Africa, harnessing opportunity in the borderless community.
Thank you for giving us succinct proposals, because our challenge has been thrown out. 133 recommendations. What do we do to it? You have only 12 months of the year. You have only so much. But when we focus, then my commitment, together with that of the Secretariat, is we will develop an implementable action plan to ensure that these recommendations are brought to the attention of the policy-making organ of the community.
The discussions on the challenges facing our integration agenda have been equally illuminating, reminding us of the need for vigilance, innovation, and collaboration to overcome obstacles such as regulatory barriers, security concerns, and governance issues.
What's the problem? Because we sit, we make these resolutions, they're directed where they are going. What is the problem? I think we need to find answers to that question. This will help us to move our integration journey.
And to say that the difference between the first EAC, and I always say this, and this EAC version 2, as we call it, and what has kept us together and what will keep us together is involving each and every citizen of the East African community in the integration process. And that includes all the stakeholders.
And that story takes us to another commercial break. Don't go too far, but when we come back, Kevin Nyakundi from the business desk will be taking the reins, and some of the stories we'll be looking at includes Kenya-Indonesia relations and matters to do with Halal Expo in Mombasa. All that after this break.
On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 5 golden rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
It's the warmth of a family meal, the love in a hug, the things we give. It's giving, forgiving, and starting anew. It's the magic of Christmas for me and for you.
Dreaming of shopping online from the biggest stores in the US and Europe?
now, it's easier than ever to get those items delivered to Kenya. Shop your favorite brands on websites like Amazon, eBay, and Zara. Then sit back and relax. We'll deliver right to your doorstep in Kenya. Rapid Courier has partnered with Standard Courier to enable you to shop globally and get your purchases delivered locally anywhere in Kenya. Our fast and reliable delivery service ensures your items arrive safely right to your door. Sign up today and start shopping online from the US and Europe. With delivery to Kenya made easy. Shop global. Delivered to Kenya. Sign up today on rapidgroup.com and start shopping globally.
When I have back pain, I reach for 2 tablets of Panadol Extra. It's boosted by caffeine for fast relief of strong pain, like headache, toothache, and muscle pain. And I am finally released from pain and ready to be there for those who need me. Try Panadol Extra for fast and effective relief from strong pain.
Right, hello there and good afternoon. This is News Desk and we are going to look at some of the stories in business. My name is Kelvin Nyakundi. Now, Kenyan companies are now looking to take over the Indonesian market, with about 30 companies from Mombasa and Nairobi showing interest. Now, this is after the ambassador of Indonesia in Kenya, Mohammed Heri Saripudin, revealed that their government is ready to encourage business opportunities in the tea, coffee, avocado and horticulture sector. Now, about 15 agreements in sectors like energy, medicine, vaccines, textiles, palm oil, among others, have been signed to strengthen collaborations between the two countries.
Mohammed Osman from the Department of Trade, the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry CEO, Congratulations to Soji Hub and thank
you very much. Appreciate it. And congratulations.
We do hope that there will be more Mombasa's business people to closely work with Indonesia. And my team and me myself at the embassy will fully support, will fully facilitate the cooperations.
Balozi Daktari Mohammed Heri amesema kwamba kuna opportunities nyingi za wafanyabiashara wetu wanaweza kuchukua hasa katika majani chai, kahawa, sekta ya elimu pia. Na sisi kutoka Chamber of Commerce tunasema kwamba tutajaribu kuweka wawekezaji kutoka nchi hizi mbili, kujaribu kuwakutanisha, kuweka kwenye meza pamoja ili waweze kuongelea kuhusu biashara na kuweza kutackle the issues ambazo zipo katika nchi zetu mbili, ili kuangalia kwa nini biashara mpaka sasa bado haijawahi kunoga na vipi tunaweza kuboresha biashara katika nchi hizi mbili.
Now, about 140 small medium enterprises have had an opportunity to showcase their products at the Ishmael Halal Trade Exhibition in Mombasa. Now, according to Hamisi Kiwawa, who is the General Director of the Expo, the exhibition is to enable women and youth in small businesses to have an opportunity to display their products and market themselves to customers.
Kama vile dada yetu vile alivyotueleza, ametueleza kwa makini kabisa.
Tumeweka categories ya kila mtu.
mtu akija hapa anapata bidhaa kwa bei nafuu. Leo wateja wetu wote walioko hapa wanafurahi sana kwa sababu kila stall ambao wanapitia kuna 10%, 20%, 30% ambao ile bidhaa itawasaidia kwenye sikukuu zao.
Siku ya leo ni siku ambapo tumeweza kuleta pamoja zaidi ya biashara ndogo ndogo 100 na zaidi ya kampuni 30 katika maonyesho haya ya biashara.
Now, the tourism sector in Western region has not been given the attention it deserves despite it having numerous sites. This is according to the Director of Tourism in Busia, in Violata Ndubi, speaking during a 2-day forum in Busia County by the Kenya Tourism Board. Now, officers have been trained on how to make themselves marketable and enable the county earn own source revenue to create jobs for the locals. The forum brought together tourism directors, stakeholders, and players from Kisumu, Migori, Bungoma, Vihiga, and Busia counties.
The reason why we are here is to package and develop tourism products and experiences within the Western tourism circuit.
I'm happy to be in Busia because of the marketing processes of tourism. In fact, I've practiced a lot of experiences. Now that Bungoma we don't have the sea, we don't have waters, at least I've seen activities and the potentials that can be done within Busia County.
I had a nice opportunity to experience the lake and do a lake excursion through the water bus experience, and it has been very enlightening. This is certainly an aspect of Busia County that people need to know about and visit more because it's extremely beautiful and it's been worth the time.
Now, farmers across Kenya and Somalia are set to benefit from a major boost in livestock breeding. This is after an importation of 150 genetic sheep and goats. The animals including Boer goats, Kalahari red goats, Persian sheep and Dopa sheep will be distributed in breeders within Malindi, Nakuru, Laikipia, Isiolo and Mogadishu. Now, according to Masaku Livestock CEO Henry Kioko, farmers need to embrace breeding to meet market needs across Africa, the Middle East and India.
I've already seen my 20 ewes, pure ewes, and my T5 ram. I'm very happy because they matched my expectations, and I am looking forward to import more with Karu and also with Michelle Coats.
We want Kenyan farmers to be able to produce top genetics because the market is so huge. There is big market in the Arab nations and they are asking for these animals. We are getting orders as far as Ghana, Congo, Ethiopia. And Kenya could become the South Africa, where our farmers are becoming breeders. So that's a long-term plan that we have. And within a very short time of 8 months, we have transformed or changed the personalities and the thinking and the mentality of our farmers. And now they appreciate that they need to do full blood breeding.
Now, youth graduating from technical colleges have been urged to embrace blue economy as a way of employment. Now, speaking in a graduation ceremony at Bumbe Anwai College, Busia County, Governor Paul Otuoma said that there is need for young people to use the skills they learned in universities and invest in Lake Victoria in order to do business with neighboring countries and raise the economic status of the locals.
There's a big opportunity in the area of artificial intelligence, leveraging on technology, and I would really wish that we are going to recommend that even Bumbe here becomes part of the institute, domesticating part of that technology here. Na itatupatia opportunity. So please get in touch within the Lake Region Economic Bloc that brings together 14 counties. I know there are institutes that have been told to do that, but we can have this one here. Being the oldest institute, at least domesticating the issue of aquaculture, artificial intelligence, hapa.
Kenya to remain competitive in the global market, we need a workforce that is well equipped with the relevant skills and knowledge to drive innovation, enhance productivity, and sustain growth across all the sectors of the economy. TVET institutions such as the Bombay Technical Training Institute are the training grounds for the artisans, the technicians, engineers, entrepreneurs who will lead the charge in our industrial revolution.
Farmers from Marakwet area in Elgeyo Marakwet County have been urged to embrace potato farming to earn a good income. According to the agricultural officer in Marakwet West constituency, Musa Ayabei, potato farming is advantageous compared to other types of farming. Speaking at the farm of Deputy Chief named Amon Kipserem, whose farming is an example to the community, the officer noted that a farmer can harvest up to 200 sacks per acre and earn a better income.
Tufanye bidii na ni kilimo peke yake ambayo inasaidia sisi tulipe watoto school fees na tuachana na maneno mengi.
Kwa wakulima especially vijana, kina mama na pia vijana wasee, tunawahimiza waembrace maneno ya kilimo biashara, ambapo kuna mimea kama viazi. Unapata viazi chini ya miezi 3 mtu amepata pesa na ameenda soko.
Viazi iko na pesa, bora tu ukichunga mimea tangu kutoka kwa mbegu, ukipanda vizuri, uweke yale mahitaji yote, input zote kwa njia mzuri, na uchunge magonjwa. Kusema kweli, ukiweka under an average production of around 200, ambayo sio mbaya sana, hata kama bei itakuwa 1,000, si itakuwa na 200.
All right, that's it from the business desk this afternoon. My name is Kelvin Nyakundi. Robinson Okenya will be coming up with the latest in sports. Don't go too far.
Well, a very good afternoon to you. Let's now take a look at what is happening in sports. My name is Robinson Okenya. We begin with volleyball, and Patricia Chemutai is one of the fastest rising volleyball players in the country. The former Kesogon Girls attacker is in camp at the Kenya Academy of Sports Youth Camp and hopes to represent the country one day.
Kenya has gained global recognition in volleyball thanks to Malkia strikers. In Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County, 18-year-old Patricia Chemutai from Pokot is one of the youngsters who hope to represent the country in the sport.
Tulikuja huku hivi mazoezi last week Saturday, na hii mazoezi imetusaidia. Kama mimi mwenyewe hapa, nimekuja with an aim of kupata club poa.
Chemutai, a middle blocker, has had success in the past where she helped her former school, Kesogon, to win the East Africa School Championship title.
Kucheza East Africa na kuwin tufungulia vitu mingi, kama shule yetu iliweza kujulikana, alafu ka form 4 wenye tulimaliza tulipata opportunity ya kuonekana na kupata club.
Her dream is to represent her country someday.
My dream is to become the best middle blocker, na nitakuwa best middle blocker nikifanya mazoezi kwa bidii na nikijituma.
Former Kenyan international and captain Braxida Zagala believes Chemutai has great potential.
The way I've seen her here, she's a good player.
anahitaji tu sharpening ile kidogo, tuseme kuna skills zingine labda afanye vizuri, hizo tu sharpening kidogo, and she'll be a very good player.
Chemtai is among the youngsters in the camp of the Kenya Academy of Sports Youth Camp in Eldoret as the academy develops the next generation of stars. Jeff Mogere, KTN, Eldoret, Western Gishu County.
Let's now move overseas. We take a look at what happened yesterday in Europa League, and Rasmus